In example number 5, we're going to find a limit as x approaches pi from the left of the sine of x over the 1 over 1 minus the cosine of x. Now, if we just attempt to use L'Hopital's rule, okay, well, what's going to happen here is the following. So if we take the limit as x is approaching pi from the left of the function, the sine of x, over 1 minus the cosine of x. Okay, so we're going to apply L'Hopital's rule. So we have the limit, again, as x is approaching pi from the left. Well, if we take the derivative of the sine of x, then we get the cosine of x in the numerator. And if we get the derivative of 1 minus the cosine of x, well, the derivative of negative cosine of x, well, the derivative of the cosine of x is negative sine of x. Negative sine of x times a negative is going to give us a sine of x. So now if we apply the cosine of pi, well, that's going to give us negative 1. And the sine of pi is going to give us 0. So therefore, this is going to give us infinity, but actually negative infinity. So this is actually wrong, because although the numerator, the sine of x, approaches 0, as x approaches pi from the left, notice that the denominator 1 minus cosine of x does not approach 0. So L'Hopital's rule can't be applied here. The required limit, in fact, is easy to find because the function is continuous at pi and the denominator is non-zero there. So if we actually took the limit as x is approaching pi from the left of this function of the sine of x over 1 minus the cosine of x, okay, we can simplify this because now this becomes, applying pi, we're going to have the sine of pi divided by 1 minus the cosine of pi, and the sine of pi is 0 over 1 minus the cosine of pi is negative 1, which gives us 0 over 2, which actually gives us 0 for our result. So the moral to this thing is that the fact that L'Hopital's rule is great, but you don't want to get in the habit of using it every single time. And the reason being is that this example shows what can go wrong if you use L'Hopital's rule without looking at this and thinking. Other limits can be found using L'Hopital's rule, but are more easily found by other methods. So when evaluating any limit, you should consider other methods before using L'Hopital's rule.